Om 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 Sahanavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jivanarottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayeet. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. Om Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasarupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanidhaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. Boliye Shri Vedavyasa Bhagavan ki Jai. Hari Om. In this today's 18th day of Yaksha Prashna, let us see if we can see two question verses, which means 8 questions. Usually we just see 4 of one verse and a reply of one verse. Let us see if it happens. Yaksha uvacha kimartham brahmane danam kimartham natanartake kimartham chaiva bhrutyeshu kimartham chaiva rajasu. So the questions are about why should we give charity towards these 4 people? Charity or just giving money or giving wealth. Yudhishthira uvacha dharmartham brahmane danam yashortham natanartake bhrityeshu bharanartham vai bhayartham chaiva rajasu. Very interesting replies. So we will see the question and answer part by part. Kimartham brahmane danam. Why should we give charity to brahmanas? Brahmanas are people who have realized the self, realized the truth, or are those who are walking on the path of self-realization. They are in tune with the reality. They are in tune with high qualities. They nurture and nourish high qualities in them. And it is their wish and desire to nurture and nourish high qualities in people who come around them, people whom they meet, and in the society at large. So, when we give charity to the Brahmanas, it helps in protecting dharma. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Dharma protects those who protect dharma. Dharma is a word with many meanings, according to the dictionary, Amarakusha also. But dharma basically means quality, dharma means duty, dharma means responsibility, dharma means discipline, dharma also means practicing one's own religion or doing one's own abhyasa every day. It is a dharma of a cricket player to practice in the nets every day. It's the dharma of the doctor to go to the hospital and to treat patients every day. So that is dharma. Dharma artham brahmane dana. So if you want to protect your dharma, whatever it may be, you need the society to be in harmony. Brahmanas are the people, which means the rishis or the knowers of Brahman, people who are given to a life of meditation, people who are given to a life of austerity, and people who are given to a life of sharing true knowledge with others, knowledge about the truth. People who do yajnas and rituals for the welfare of others are Brahmanas. When you give charity towards them, they are sustained, and when they are sustained, they are in a happy frame of mind, they are in a healthy frame of body, they do not have to worry about their family and their surroundings of how they will be sustained, and so they will be able to give their full thought towards protecting society through the knowledge of the Vedas, through the Upanishads, and through their devotion and prayer, through performance of yajnas. And so, Dakshina is what, when you give something to a Brahmana, especially for performing rituals in your house, pujas, or for the guidance that they give, you actually give Dakshina. Dana is actually given to a dina, but when you are giving money or wealth to a well-versed person, well-accomplished person, then it becomes dakshina because you give it to a daksha, one who is skillful. It is a responsibility of the society to take care of those who grow the yajnas in their house, who are sustaining, nourishing divinity in their house, and sharing the vibrations of divinity towards the whole world. So they have to be protected, they have to be taken care of, their needs have to be met by society. So that is the injunction which the Mahabharata gives towards society. So dana, when you give dana to a Brahmana, it helps to protect dharma. The order of society is protected when Brahmanas are well taken care of. And the opposite will happen, which is there in many, many texts like the Tirumandiram. What happens when you destroy Brahmanas? Brahmanas, the people who give their intention with love and honesty and sincerity towards the welfare of society. When you destroy them, when you hurt them, when you when you speak ill of them, when you give them negative thoughts, negative words, and violent physical actions towards them, then just as when you give them dana, the whole society is protected. When you work towards destruction, the society is also destroyed. Kimartham nata nartake danam. Why do we give dana? Why do we give charity towards people who dance, towards people who perform cultural programs, fine arts, singing, dancing, music, musical instruments, all cultural events, actors? Why do we give them rich purses? In those days, kings used to give a rich purse to dancers because in a country, culture has to be promoted. A country without culture is a boring country. We should have dance, we should have good dance, we should have good music. Entertainment, the mind is entertained very beautifully when it is exposed to dance, music, good theater, drama, and all that. So the Mahabharata shows us the way to have a very healthy society, with a healthy mind. When you give money towards dancers, actors, and musicians, they also grow in fame because everybody needs money to survive. And it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy and effort to practice an art, to, to process the art very well, to hone the skills of dancing, of music, of musical instruments very well. And they also have families to support. So when you support them, they give their full attention to the music and dance and acting, and as a result, brilliant productions are happening, and the whole society is entertained. The whole society also gains knowledge through their dance, music, and art forms, and the devotion, the levels of devotion in society is also enriched because of these activities, participation in these activities. So, as a recognition of the service, their service to society, we do have it. We have the so many Puraskar awards, the Sangeeta Kalanidhi award, the the film awards and the cultural awards, the Padma awards for cultural, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan. So many awards are there which are given to people who excel in the field of dance, music and culture, art, even films, even photography these days, whatever it takes to enhance an art form, even journalism, encouraging people to write beautifully, books and all that. Everything, culture is, when you protect culture, the whole country becomes famous. The artist becomes famous, the country becomes famous, the people are enriched in fame because we don't, before we go to a dance theatre performance, and after we leave the dance theatre performance, we are not the same person. We are enriched by what we see. And so the country becomes enriched by these cultural events. And so you should very happily promote them. We will grow in fame. किमर्थं च एव भृत्येषु भरणार्थं वै. Why should you support with money, wealth, goods and other recreational activities for servants or employees, people working under you, working for you? Bhrityeshu bharanartham vai. The servants, the employees, the people who work for a company, who work for a master, are actually giving their energy to uphold something. They're holding up something together. There is a big building, you engage people to sweep and mop the building. By daily process of sweeping and mopping, they give their energy, and because of their work, the building, the cleanliness of the building is upheld. The quality of cleanliness is upheld. The system of the activities in the building is upheld. You pay somebody to cook food, the person comes on time, gets everything, and begins the cooking, turns out tasty dishes. The whole family, the whole community which they are serving is upheld because of their services. So you give money. It is not about paying salary that's spoken about here. It is about happily giving ex gratia, or what is it called, bonus, or sharing things, not exactly calculating. He did so much of work to me. We don't calculate when it comes to our family, when it comes to our children. We don't calculate and give. Today this boy did so much of work, so I will give him this much of tips. No, we just give freely because they are our own children. In the same way, the employer or the master takes care of his employees. There is a very beautiful book by a modern day author called Simon Sinek. The book, the title of the book is Start With Why. He talks of a golden circle. The golden circle of any company is the company's proprietor, the manager, or the CEO does not directly address the public, does not directly take care of the needs of the public. There are many levels of people who directly interact with the public. What he will do is the golden circle. He is there in the center. He or she is there in the center. They take care of the need of the people very close to them. Take care of their needs, whatever they need. Attend to them, whether it's health, or whether it is finance, or whether it is counseling, or whether it is advice, or whether it is just asking them, inquiring about their well-being and welfare, speaking very kindly to them. When you take care of the need of the inner circle immediately around you, that inner circle will take care of the needs of the next circle around them, and it'll go like a chain reaction. Everybody will feel so blessed, everybody will feel so enriched to work in that company, that automatically when the final circle is interacting with the customers, they will give their best, they will take care of the needs of the customers very well. And when the customers are happy, the products are bought, the products are enjoyed. When everybody is happy, the products are also flawless, the services are flawless. Happiness is the core of all our good production, good sales, good marketing, good ideas, interaction, trade of money, everything is based on happiness. When the individual is happy, the society is happy. When every individual is happy, the society that is made up of individuals are happy. And when there is happiness, happiness, out of happiness people work. When people work out of happiness, the results are only happiness, and it is a concentric circle of happiness that spreads out into society. So kimartham eva vrityeshu, why should you take care of the servants, the employees and other people who work under you? Because bharanartham, they are the people who hold things for you. They are the people who hold space. Hold space means not just anyway. They work out very well, they do their work very well, and because of that, when you enter a building or when you enter an office, you feel so good that you want to begin your work. And when you are tired, they walk up and bring something for you to drink, or go to the shop and buy things for you. Anything can happen. When we treat our employees and our staff and the servants with love, then they return love to us. Vrityesha, because they have to take care of their families, and it is with your donations and it is with your payments, it is with your dhanam, the gifts that you give, that they can nourish their family and take care of their family. Vrityeshu bharanartham vai. They hold everything together for us, so we give charity towards them. Kimartham cha eva rajasu. Why do you give money to the king? Money to the king means in the form of our general sales tax, in the form of our income tax, in the form of other taxes, special taxes that we pay, gift tax or property tax, road tax, water tax, all the taxes that we pay are the gifts that we give to the government, to the king. Why should we give? Out of fear. Bhaya artham cha eva rajasu. It is out of fear only we give. If there is a choice, nobody will pay taxes. No? Already, even when there is no choice, there is a lot of evasion of taxes. There is a lot of black money going around and all that. If people are said it is okay to pay tax, it is okay if you don't pay tax, then nobody will want to pay. But the Mahabharata shows us you pay taxes, you pay the government, you pay the king, you pay royalties because out of fear. Why? It is a king, it is a government that is setting up the whole system for us, that is making the whole system work very well so that we can function very freely in the country. They take care of our borders, they take care of the skies, they take care of the nautical territories. Inside the country, they take care of law and order. In the street, they take care of our sanitary needs. In the city, in the town, they take care that everything is happening beautifully. Law and order is established. Good education is happening. Students are going to school on time. The roads are all clear on time. The accidents are all the rate of accidents are reduced, and everything is taken care of. The finance, the shops, the business systems, the road systems, the water systems, the sewage systems. What else? The education system, the higher education system, the legal system. How many systems are there? The health system, health and civic hygiene system. Everything is being taken care. So much is being taken care of by the government. And so, when we give money to the government, for what reason we give? We give because we are afraid. Our fears cause resentment. First, there is fear. There is fear about my security, and because there is fear about my security, I start hating people who can topple my security. So to protect myself from that fear, I pay money to the government so that all the departments are established and well taken care of, and they are able to do their work of protecting my life, protecting my property, protecting my family, protecting the body, protecting the life and the body, being together, united, protecting the mind, protecting the intellect, protecting the breath, protecting the atmosphere, protecting the sanitation and hygiene, protecting the water supply, everything, food supply, food chain. So, bhayartham cha eva rajasu. There is a very beautiful verse by it is in the Vairagya Shatakam by Bhartruhari. It says, Bhoge roga bhayam, kule chuti bhayam, vitte nripalat bhayam. So the different causes for fear is given, out of which, if you have lots of money, you have fear from the nripala, the one who protects the treasury, meaning the income tax department. So, out of fear only we pay taxes. Is there any doubt about that? There is no doubt. You can ask the income tax department, they will tell why people pay taxes. It's not because they're so good that they want to pay. They pay because they have no other option. Verses 70 to 73. Sorry, one more verse is there. Yeah. In this verse, we finished all the 4 questions. So we look into the next 4 questions, the next verse, 70 to 73 question numbers. Yaksha uvacha kena svitavruto lokah kena svitna prakashate kena tyajati mitrani kena swargam nagachati. Very interesting questions, like all others. Yudhishthira replies, Yudhishthira uvacha अज्ञानेनावृतो लोकः तमसा न प्रकाशते लोभात् त्यजति मित्राणि संगात् स्वर्गं न गच्छति. Very intriguing questions. Kenasvid avrataha lokaha. This whole world that we see is covered. It's covered by something. What is it covered by? Loka. Lokyate anena iti lokaha. Whatever we see is our loka. We see tables, we see chairs, we see desks, we see computers, we see mobile phones, we see people, we see situations, we see so many things around us. We see the nature around us. We see the situations and happenings around us. What is it covered by? Everything is covered by Ajnanena avrataha loka. This world, lokam, the world in Tamil also is ulagam, lokam. In Sanskrit, what we see, this whole world is called lokam. This world is covered by Ajnana. What is Ajnana? Not jnana, not knowledge. Not knowledge means not complete knowledge. I do not know who I truly am. I think I am the body. I think this is my name and I am that name. I think I am the relationships that I have. I think I am the status and position that I have. I think. But I am not that in reality. It is only my thought. Who am I in reality? I do not know. That is called Ajnana. Kenasvid avrataha lokaha. By what means is this world covered? This world is covered by Ajnana. Avrataha, Ajnanena avrataha lokaha. In this text called Manashodhanam by Pujya Guruji Swami Tejomayanandaji, there is a very beautiful verse that says, the first line I'm not getting, but the second line is Ajnanena vrato. No. The first line is Paramatma Advayananda Sarvabhuta Sthitopiga अज्ञानेनावृतो दृष्टः तथैव च मनोमलैः Paramatma, the Supreme Self, is Advaya Ananda. The Supreme Self can be experienced as non-dual bliss. Non-dual means it is not something within me and without me. It's the same. Anandaha, it is blissful, but it is covered by Ajnanena Avrataha. It is covered, and this covering is Adrishtaha. You cannot see this covering. Even if you see it on a day-to-day basis, you don't realize that it is covering that Paramatma. Ajnanena Avrataha, Adrishtaha. You cannot see it. In the same way, our impurities of mind are also covering that Paramatma. And so in the Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagavan Shri Krishna talks about Ajnana. He says, or Maya. Ajnana is I don't know. At the individual level, the I don't know who I am is called Ajnana. At the society level, at the whole universal level, whatever we see is Ajnana. In the sense, you say sun is rising, but you really don't know whether the sun is of that shape or whether the light that is released, the heat and light that is released from the earth's atmosphere is gathering and appearing as the sun, or you don't know. You say the sun is rising in the east and setting in the west, but does the sun really rise in the east and set in the west? No, it is because of the planetary motion. Everybody believes that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. This is called Maya. Everybody believes that the sky is blue in color and there are white colored clouds. Only when you go by an aeroplane, when you see very near you, even if you stay in a very cloudy patch, you will not be able to see any white color there. You will not be able to see any blue color there because there is actually no blue color or there's no white color of the clouds. Everybody thinks the ocean is blue, but if you take a little water of the ocean, you cannot see any blue color. It is not actually there, but we think it is there. Everybody thinks the sky is a dome shape, but actually it is not. It is only our eyes, the vision has got a dome shape. And so whatever we see with that vision, we are seeing it with the shape of a dome. Anything that is very expansive that we see with our eyes, we see like a dome shape. So that is called Maya. The collective ignorance of reality is Maya. The individual ignorance of reality of who am I? I am that life, I am that consciousness which perceives everything. If I don't know that, then that is called avidya. Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva Ye Prapadyante Mayam Etam Tarantite Daivi Esha Gunamayi. This Maya is in the form of gunas. Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna, Maya. It is Daivi. It is very divine and it is my Prakriti. It is my nature. Mama Maya. Bhagavan takes ownership of that. Ishvara takes ownership of that. He says it is my Maya. It is my ignorance. He takes responsibility for that. He doesn't say, I don't know how it came. I'm Ishvara. I've got nothing to do with this Maya. He doesn't say all that. He says it is Mama Maya. Very proudly he says. And how is my Maya? Duratyaya. Don't think you can cross it so easily. What is my Maya? Bhagavan's Maya is this earth. We are standing on this earth. We are walking on this earth. But till the time comes when we depart from this body, we don't even know that this earth is not real. We are touching water. We are going on the ship. We are swimming in water. We go on the ground and we experience water. But actually there is no water. We don't realize that. At all times we think there is water. But when we go to sleep, we don't see the water. We don't see the earth. We don't experience anything. Same with fire, air and space. All Bhagavan's Maya. There are different qualities that are expressing. And Duratyaya, you cannot so easily cross all these qualities. But how can you cross over them? Mameva ye prapadyante. mayam etam tarantite. Surrender to that Bhagavan. Bhagavan says this whole universe is very difficult for me to handle. This earth is difficult for me to handle. The water is difficult for me to handle. A little excess, I'm having cold. A little less, there is dehydration. A little more heat, I'm feeling suffocated. A little less heat, I start shivering. Little more wind, I feel cold. Little less wind, I'm feeling disturbed. Little less space, I'm feeling crushed. Too much of space, I feel so lost. Too much of the earth element, I become very heavy. Too less of the earth element, I'm almost become so thin that I can be carried by the wind. So Bhagavan, this Maya, and all the people in that world, how much of trouble I have to face every day. Day in and day out, it looks like as if I'm here only to exhaust all the troubles that I'm meant to face through people, through objects, and through situations. Your Maya is Duratyaya, Bhagavan. I am not able to cross this. I give it all to you. Please help me. Sharanagati. So then we will be able to cross the Maya. So avidya, ajnanena avrataha lokaha. This whole world is covered with ajnana means, at a very physical level, if I have to explain what is ajnana, the eyes are seeing. With what power is the eye seeing? The power of the eyes is prana. That energy, that fire of perception is going through the eyes. Behind that fire of perception, which is called prana, there is something called cognition, consciousness, which cognizes everything. When we see something and everything is traveling through the medium of this body, the physical body, the thick lens of the eyes, which contains blood, veins, nerves, so many things inside the pupil, the iris, everything. It is very physical. But what is going through that is a non-physical, metaphysical consciousness, almost imperceptible non-physical prana is going through this. But it is going through the shadow of this body, and when the shadow of this body falls on the object first, every time, whenever there is light going through something, there is an obstruction, the shadow falls. So the shadow of this body, the shadow of the eyes are falling on the object first. And whatever we perceive first, that we think is real. So this is the science behind Ajnana. Ajnanena avrataha lokaha. This whole world, wherever you see, your shadow first falls on that object. When I see a peacock feather, I'm not actually seeing the peacock feather. I am seeing the shadow of my eye, of my perception, falling on this peacock feather. And through that, my energy, the prana, is passing through it. Consciousness is going through that prana, and it is touching first the shadow, and then if I do not really realize, if I don't understand what I'm seeing, I am always bound to make erroneous perceptions. So, at the level of the mind, we can reduce the avidya. The avidya goes with knowledge, but we have to study the Shastras, the Upanishads, listen to the words of the Master. Then we realize that I am consciousness. That is how this avidya is dispelled. But for the avidya to be dispelled, we do many actions, we do many activities that purify the mind, like chitta shuddhi, doing japa, doing tapas, doing meditation, doing swadhyaya, doing surrendering to Bhagavan. Everything purifies the mind. And in that purified mind, when the Master says, you are that Brahman, you are that consciousness, then the avidya is gone and we begin to see through the eye of knowledge, the eye of wisdom, and every object, every situation, and every person becomes very clear to us as it is, as they actually are, and not as we wrongly perceive them to be. The next question is, Kena svitna prakashate, tamasana prakashate. Why does a thing not shine? A thing does not shine because it is covered by darkness, it is covered by tamas, it is covered by physicality, it is covered by body consciousness. The moon does not shine because the moon does not have any light of its own. It is covered by darkness. It needs the sun to shine its light on the moon. The earth does not have a light of its own. It needs the sun to make its light fall in its own because it is covered by darkness. Tamasana prakashati. The sun may be bright, the sky may be clear, but when the sudden covering of thick rain clouds around the sun, tamasana prakashati. Because of the darkness, the sun is not able to shine through. In the same way, our brilliance is there, our intelligence is there within, in our mind, in our heart. We are able to shine through with intelligent feelings, feelings of love, feelings of harmony, feelings of gratitude, feelings of compassion, feelings of patience, then feelings of intelligence, the knowledge of perception, everything is there within us. But if we have not really worked on the darkness of ignorance that we have in our minds, the real feelings are not going to come up. When you see this young boys who get their Upanayanam done, the Upavita ceremony is over, their heads are shaved, they have this very beautiful um, juttu. What is it called? It's a small bun of hair, tuft of hair that's left in a knot. And every day they are chanting the Gayatri mantra and doing their Sandhya Vandanam thrice a day. You can see that ray of brightness on their faces. For as long as they are doing, light of consciousness will shine through their faces, shine through their bodies. They will be so cheerful. They will be so dynamic. They will be so powerful. They will be so agile. Nothing is difficult for them in the world because the light of knowledge is shining through them, because the tamas is getting removed through the practice of the japa. Tamasana prakashati. But if we don't do any practice, if we don't do any tapas, if we don't do anything to remove that ajnana, the impurities that we have in our mind, all the impurities of mind are wrong notions, and because of those wrong notions, wrong convictions, negative thoughts, negative beliefs, negative emotions, and a negative state of being, everything will make that person very dull, dreary, and deeper into that negativity, disharmony, disillusionment, and so many things are there, which leads to many psychological conditions also. So, tamasa na prakashati. We know that darkness always, if you keep a lamp and you keep a pot on top of the lamp, the pot is made of tamas. The pot is the pot is a obtuse. It is like transparent, translucent. It blocks light. It is made of thick particles of matter which are clogged together, so light cannot pass through, and then it hides light. If you want to make that light shine, remove the pot or put holes in the pot, that light begins to shine through it. Kena tyajati mitrani, because of whom friends leave a person. Lobha tyajati mitrani, because of lobha, because of greed, friends leave a person. Friends are very interesting people. They are there because they are there around us because we are also friendly. We have the quality of friendliness. We are cheerful, we are loving, we are kind, we give, we share. And so those people also are there around us. The moment we start taking for ourselves, we start aggrandizing for ourselves, we start begin to keep for ourselves. We go after things. As I mentioned yesterday, lobha or greed is as a result of our desires being fulfilled. When our desires are not fulfilled, we are having krodha or anger. When one desire gets fulfilled, that it is not enough to like one time of eating a chocolate is not enough to fulfill all the desire of chocolate that I have. So I have to eat chocolate again. Even if I eat 10th chocolate, the 11th chocolate is possible, I'd always go for it because the desire never gets satiated. So going in for more and more and more of whatever it is, it will put our friends away. Surya, the sun, is called Mitra. Mitra is a true friend. Who is a true friend? The one who gives and gives and gives is a true friend. And if the person who gives and gives and gives is accosted by the person who only takes and takes and takes and does not give, then that person is not going to be very happy around them and they will automatically leave away. The Mahabharata talks of many types of friends. One is the Sahartha. Sahartha means I deal with somebody. They're all more like business partners where we are partners in the game. I put something, you put something, you get profits, I get profits, we share the profits, and we move on. Bhajamana, these friends, for many, you say, these are my family friend. You know, right from when I was a kid, they know me. Such a family friend these people are. For many, many generations, from grandfather's generation, from great grandfather's generation, their family and our family are friends. Sahaja, friends from the time of birth. I was born in this hospital in this bed, and my friend's mother delivered my friend in the next bed. And from that time, we studied in the same school. We stayed in the near the same house. We studied in the same school. We went to the same college. We lived together. We ate together, and we played together. Sahaja, Kritrima, people who gain friendship, like they give gifts to each other, they support each other, and because of that, they gain friendship. Like Duryodhana, he he supported Karna at a time when Karna was in a very embarrassing state when he was not allowed to fight the game with Arjuna in the show of military strength and warrior game which they had arranged for them. And at that time, Duryodhana stepped in and gave him a kingdom. And so Karna was very much indebted to Duryodhana. That's Kritrima. And then Dharmatma is a friend who's a well-wisher. They always have very magnanimous qualities and they wish others well. A person who is very greedy will lose any of these type of friends, whether they are a business partner or whether they are friends from childhood or whether they are friends for a reason or a season, whether they are friends out of gratitude or whether they are natural friends. They will leave you if you do not, if you have greed or lobha. So, kena swargam nagachati. The next question is, by what means does one does not go to heaven? Heaven is an intermediate space. The ideal of life is liberation or moksha. Liberation means there is nothing else to do, nowhere to go, just be where I am because of what I am. I am consciousness, I am light, I am that self, I am the Atman, I am everywhere. Everything is supported because of that I. Being that I is liberation. But everybody cannot get to being that I. It is not so easy. It requires knowledge. It requires many lifetimes of purification, of tapasya. It requires the guidance of a guru. It requires long endurance of meditation to realize that self. But there is an intermediate space which is called heaven. To that space, you can go when you do good things in this world, when you work for the welfare of society, when you dig public tanks and wells, clean roads, or help larger sections of society. When you do good things at home, when you work for your family, the welfare of your family, you take care of your family, you will go to Pitruloka. After death, the person goes to Pitruloka. So they will be looking at their family, their ancestors, their surroundings will be of their ancestors, their father, great grandfather, great great grandfather, and their family and friends and relatives. You will be surrounded by them. But if you want to go to heaven, you have to step out of your family concerns alone and work for the welfare of society. Like people who fight in the freedom movement, give their life for the country, give their life for the nation, give their life for the cause, or give their wealth for public causes, public charity. So you will go to a special heaven where you will see the people who you served, the happiness, the how happy the people who you served are becoming because of your service and your happiness. You will be living in that kind of a realm where you constantly look at them and enjoy. You cannot do anything more in heaven. You cannot, like, when you go to United States on a visitor's visa, you cannot earn money. You cannot do some work and earn money and increase your wealth in the United States. You have to come back to your country, earn more money, and then only go to to the United States or any other foreign country. In the same way, heaven, you have to earn your punya points. You have to earn your punya currency by doing good work, doing great work, doing work without the idea that I am the doer, without expecting any particular kind of result for yourself, for no selfish reasons. When you do work with these ideas, then you will be going to a heaven where it is a karma loka. You will get position of power. You will be in a position of power. You will be assigned some people with whom you work, who work for you. You guide them. You will teach them something, or you will take care of their lives. You will be monitoring how their lives are. They may be living on earth, or they may be in heaven. Such people you will be having people under you to take care of. So if you want to go to that heaven after death, if you are not interested in self-realization, the next best stop is heaven. But if you have sangha, if you have attachment to the worldly objects, the worldly experiences, the worldly people, the worldly situations, the worldly pleasures, then even after death, your energy, the mind, the intellect, the whole subtle body, which departs from the gross body gets destroyed in earth. The subtle body is the one that travels to whichever loka, whichever world we want to go. But if the subtle body is still possessed by the desires that they have, desire for alcohol, desire for drugs, desire for women, or for men, desire for power, desire for fame, desire for money, desire for people, desire for family, they will not leave the earth atmosphere at all. They will come back and they will be reborn in the earth atmosphere. So if you want to go to heaven, you should be free of all attachments in this earth. There should be a quality of vairagya. Vairagya means a sense of detachment, a detachment from people, objects, and situations. When that detachment finally happens, then only the subtle body is ready to be free. Even people who are finding themselves in a state of coma, their minds, their thoughts and feelings are attached to something in this world. Even though the body is not able to sustain life anymore, the body is broken to such an extent that life cannot stay there. The attachments that they have to people, situations and objects in this world does not allow them to depart so easily. And so, even in the state of coma, there may be many experiences. When that particular son or particular daughter, they come, they see, when that particular incident happens, and they hear that, then the life departs from the body. Sangat Swargam na gachati. So if you want to attain to a very nice place after life on this earth, if you want to go to beautiful places which are called heavens, there are many, many heavens are described in our Puranas and in our Itihasas, and not only in that, in our modern day New Age books, life after life, life between lives, the different heavens, the different universes, the different earths are all described by doctors who are psychiatrists, not anybody who's just thinking out of their hat and talking. Doctors who have spent their lifetime on psychiatric research, on hypnotherapy, counseling patients and past life regressions. They have written tons and tons of books are written on these subjects and topics. So there is no questioning on all these. All the religious texts, of course, they've always been saying that. Now, in our modern, we always like a scientific affirmation to whatever we know or we hear from the Puranas and the Itihasas. And you have so many of these books that are there on the internet. You can browse and find. To find what are the different heavens that are there and what do people do there in those heavens. Everything is being documented and described also for us to understand and move on. ओम सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ओम असतो मा सद्गमय तमसोर्मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा मृतं गमय ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति शांति शांतिः हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। हर नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव हरि ओम।